So apparently spawn killing is a big problem in Siege. Or is it? Hey, what's up guys, IrishTale here, and in today's video I want to discuss a very interesting debate that I've been seeing on a lot of sort of forums and places about whether or not spawn killing is a good thing in Siege. Now, at the end of the day, this has come about because if you look on Facebook, on the community forums, one of the major videos that you'll see posted by other people is videos of them spawn killing. I mean, I kid you not, the amount of videos that people showcase saying, oh, look at these awesome kills, and they're all spawn kills, are unreal. They're a dime a dozen nowadays. People even post them just to trigger people that don't like spawn killers. It's a really big topic, and the videos now are pretty much a dime a dozen. I mean, if you search for it now on YouTube, I reckon you'd find at least 10 within the first few seconds. So, what is the issue with spawn killing then? Why are people so triggered by it, and why do people love it so much? Well, basically, the debate I've seen kind of devolves into the area of people who are for it, who say things like, well, spawn killing takes a lot of skill, it's a really hard thing to do, and when you do it, obviously, it's an amazing feeling, and it's a really useful tactic. And then the people who are against it kind of turn around and say, well, actually, spawn killing takes no skill, it's all about luck, it's all about catching the enemy team without giving them any chance to react, and it basically takes no skill at all. It's a really easy thing to do, and anyone can do it. And I kind of looked at this and I thought I'm somewhere probably in the middle of this. There are certain types of spawn killing that I don't agree with, but at the end of the day, you can stop most spawn killers before they've had a chance to affect you. So personally, I don't see a problem with it as a whole. And now the example of this is, like, if you're on plane and somebody tries to spawn kill out one of the doors, if you're paying attention, the moment they pop their head out, you can just one bang them and they're done. That player is then gone. They won't have a chance to spawn kill, they won't have a chance to affect your team, and it's an easy kill. And that's why it doesn't bother me. But there are a couple of cases where it does. Now, I'm not going to showcase any of these spots that I'm about to talk about, because that would be ridiculously unfair. But there are still a couple of points on maps where you can spawn kill the second somebody spawns. In a couple of the maps, there's a location where you can stand. The moment an enemy drops in from spawn, you can shoot them and they're dead. They have no chance to react. That kind of spawn killing is wrong. That is so wrong that Ubisoft even tried to stop it by changing the layout of a lot of maps, putting objects in between spawn locations and the defending location, simply to stop this from happening. So it was a big problem, and I mean, considering that when the game launched, there was a 5-second detection timer instead of the 2-second detection timer, people used to spawn kill a hell of a lot. It used to happen a lot more, and people seem more annoyed about it now than they did back then, which is a really interesting thing to me, because it happened a lot before, and people were like, oh yeah, at the end of the day, it happens, but it didn't bother us. And now it's kind of a thing where people go, oh, I hate this, you're a shit player, you've got no skill. And I don't understand the difference. It doesn't happen as often these days, or at least in my case. So I don't really understand it. I mean, right, if you look at spawn killing objectively, right, as I've done, there are two ways to look at it, right? If you're the defender who's going to spawn kill, your mentality is probably as something along the lines of, okay, if I can get a spawn peek, if I can take one or two of the enemies out really quickly without them having a chance to react, they're two players down. And, that's a benefit to my team. We can get, like, a little bit more time now. We've got a little bit less players to have to worry about. And it makes life easy. And if you pick off somebody like Thermite or Hibana, or even both of them if they happen to have them, suddenly the reinforced walls are all covered. You've got no problems there. It just makes your life easier. And I can understand why people do it, because it gives you such an advantage. But then you have to look at it from the other side, which is if that person gets picked off trying to spawn kill, they've then put their team at a disadvantage. If you go down as that defender trying to spawn peek, immediately you're now at a disadvantage. That your team has one less player, one less person to put like damage on the enemy team, one less person to run the clock out if the enemy attack, and basically when the enemy team attacks, sorry. But the point is, if you fail to spawn peek and you get killed, your team's at a disadvantage. Even if you don't get killed but take a lot of damage, again, you're at a disadvantage now because you've got less health, you're less of a worry for the enemy team, and you're an easy pick at some point during that round. So I think there's always going to be two sides to everything. Spawn killing, as I've said, it's viewed in a lot of ways. Now, personally, my view on spawn killing, as I said, is fine. I don't do it. I never have done. I don't think I ever will do. Simply because I don't enjoy the challenge of it. I kind of think Siege is meant to be this close quarters game where you're shooting in like confined areas, inside buildings, breaching holes. And that's kind of what I prefer. I've never really had a problem with people that do it because I know how to stop them. But at the end of the day, you know, you kind of get used to it. I mean, if you look at Siege, in the ranked ESL, in the ESL and ranked, around Platinum, the end of Platinum to Diamond, you don't see spawn killing happen as much because players are more prepared and slower at pacing themselves, so they're used to dealing with it. So if you're one of these people that get angry about it, all I have to say to you is start to slow down maybe. If you find you get killed a lot by it, slow yourself down. I mean, look at any YouTuber that posts a video where it happens to see them stopping spawn killers. They're playing really slowly, they sort of peek corners. If they see a window that's missing a board, they'll shoot it where the hole is and try and get a kill that way. And they're watching out for players using common spawn killing locations because the locations are common. I mean, if you're looking at, say, Cafe Dostoevsky, the garage there, like by the service truck, guaranteedly if there's going to be a spawn killer, they are normally there because they can blow out that wall and rush the spawn on the market. And if you're ready for that, you can take them out super, super easily because, you know, they've rushed straight into it. As long as you're not all fumbling about, you can take them out really quickly. Now, obviously, I do get a lot of people saying things like, oh, in that sort of situation, you might end up shooting your own teammate trying to kill the enemy because you expect it and another teammate doesn't. But at the end of the day, there are always going to be issues with it. This is never going to be a game that's always got like a perfect balance. Siege is meant to be a balanced shooter, but it's not. And spawn killing is a big part of it. You can't take that away without preventing the enemy team from getting outside of the building or being able to look out of certain windows. And the point of the matter is that if you're playing smart, you're playing carefully, you can deal with these types of players. Like I said, you don't see it in higher ranked play. So if you're in the lower ranked areas, just watch out for it a bit more. In fact, the only time I really see it as a big thing is in casual, and that's probably the only place I've ever been spawn killed. And the reason for that is because a lot of other players, I go into casual to kind of relax, just get B-roll footage for these kind of videos. I'm not really taking myself seriously. I'm doing things I wouldn't normally do. And other players are doing the same, so you'll see spawn killing happening a lot more often. And basically because of that, you're not really checking for it, you're playing differently, and it happens a lot more. And these are the types of people that get irritated because they're playing casual, they're not expecting people to spawn kill. And then you see the kind of comments of things like, oh, try hard, no skill, cheater. All those kind of comments are then thrown around because people in casual don't expect spawn killing because they view it as like a try hard sort of thing. But the irony of that is that spawn killing happens more in casual because that's where you can get away with it. And I find it funny to look at and see. I mean, if you watch a spawn killing video, if the video is taken from a casual game, people will put, oh, you're in casual, doesn't really matter then, does it? And it's hilarious. I mean, this is a thing that happens in Siege, and for some reason people can't stand it. And I mean, like, at the end of the day, if you're one of these people that don't like it, seriously, all I can say to you is just play smart, slow yourself down, watch out for people that do it, because it's going to happen. You can't stop it from happening. It's always going to be a piece of Siege. It's never going to stop. So you just get used to it, deal with it, or fuck off, quite frankly. I mean, there's, at no point is there ever going to be a result of, if somebody spawn kills you, if you rage and get tilted, all that's going to do is make the spawn killer go, oh, that's hilarious, I've just annoyed somebody by doing it. I'm going to keep doing it because I think it's funny. And you'll just get more triggered, more angry, more easily killed by the enemy team. And this guy is just going to benefit from you being a complete idiot and getting angry over it. So there's no point in doing that. You're always better off just dealing with it in the mature way and slowing yourself down. Stop getting so sensitive over these sorts of matters. If you're one of the people that spawn kills a lot, hey, more power to you, fair play to you if you get away with it. Don't keep trying it though in ranked. I promise you, if you do it in ranked, all you're doing is putting your team at a disadvantage, especially if you get downed pretty much instantly. So, you know, as I said, it's one of those things, it swings and roundabouts. I think it's a funny little debate. But I'm interested to hear your thoughts on it in the comments below. What do you guys think to spawn killing? Do you hate it? Do you love it? Do you think it's just something that's just there that you just kind of deal with? Let me know in the comments below. I'm actually genuinely interested. Obviously, if you liked the video, feel free to hit that like button. If you didn't, the dislike button is also just there. Subscribe. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.